Welcome to Trek Online. I'm Gordon.
And I'm Daniel.
And we're your hosts, and we're filling in for Heather while she's off on maternity leave, and she'll be coming back in September, which is coming up pretty quickly. But we're enjoying what we're doing, and we're getting to serve God in this awesome ministry, and very happy about it.
Yeah. So don't worry your pretty little head, because we're still here.
Mm-hmm.
But, Gordon,
Daniel,
what do you call a dinosaur that hasn't taken a bath?
a dinosaur.
No. Any other guesses?
Nope.
A Stinkosaurus.
That's a good one. Well, apparently Larry's rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, see, he
thought it was more funny than it actually was.
Well, excuse me?
On to the rest of our schedule. It looks like we have some emails that were sent in. Actually, just one email from Steph and Will, our main correspondents.
Yes. Our main intel on the outside world.
Yeah. And they're emailing us in regard to the Pine Car Derby that went live earlier this week.
Yeah, so go check it out.
It's a very exciting race. I think it'll be our most recent episode posted, or... No.
Second most.
I don't know. When we record versus when we upload is very different. It's about half a week apart, but...
Yep.
Anyway, they emailed us regarding the Pine Car Derby, and they said, "Dear Gordon," and Daniel, don't worry, I'm sure they left the name out of the email.
They must have just forgot to put that. It's okay. I understand. I am the second. You are the first. It's okay.
Okay. So, dear Gordon.
Yes.
And Daniel.
Yes.
We love the effort you guys put into the races. I love the interviews with the action figures. We have a Groot for the next Derby if you guys want him. I think if we come back again next year, that's a very good possibility. We could bring Groot in.
Yep.
He doesn't say a whole lot. It's usually, "I'm Groot," but that's about all we get there. And then we also have, "I hereby want to attend Nuthouse University to stop this grunge nonsense by going to weather class." That might be a dangerous class to attend.
Yeah.
We still haven't caught the grunge.
No, he's still at large.
I mean, Crazy Crackers did catch him, but I guess he must have escaped again. And
wow.
He's got it out against those weathermen.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. There's a heat wave come along, and I don't think he likes heat because he's very furry. So
it's true.
Some deep lore there. Lore.
All right. So then they also said that they saw a weatherman / Bigfoot during Don Terrio's segment. I didn't see anything.
I don't remember seeing anything. We might have to review the footage there.
Yeah, we'll go back and look and see if there's any Bigfoot. But
I don't think so. I think they're seeing things.
Yeah, Bigfoot's not real.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
So.
And then they said all they can tell is that it was furry. So it was a big furry creature.
Possibly
if there was a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Bigfoot is furry, but...
it could have been a walking dog or a very hairy man.
I'm going to bank that it was a dog. Then we also have that Will loved watching the races. His favorite part was the Nuthouse University commercial, which is actually our favorite part of it as well.
It is mine.
It is a very enjoyable commercial. We may bring it back in the future because we do enjoy our partnership with Nuthouse University.
Yep.
And then they just say, "Best wishes and thank you, Will and staff." So thank you for sending that email in. It's always good to hear from you guys and keep us up to date with what's going on in your lives.
And speaking of keeping us up to date, send us an email.
Yeah, this email address right here.
Right here.
Perfect. So yeah, that is the only email we received, but it's a good one.
We'll take it. But Gordon, there has been great talks of a professor at Nuthouse University coming to our show and possibly doing a segment.
Crazy Crackers?
No.
A different professor?
A different professor. There was quite a few there.
There was. I think most of those professors have made guest appearances on our show from time to time.
They have, but there is one that has not.
Who's that?
Sir Reginald Fartworthy. He is here today. And he is going to be doing a segment on Velcro.
Interesting.
So he will teach us about the past of Velcro.
Well,
so
he has made a cameo once before, but it was very short-lived, and
yeah,
it's exciting to bring him back. So
yeah.
Why don't we pass it over to him?
Yeah. I am Sir Reginald Fartworthy, and today I will be talking all about the historical goofs of the past. Today we will be talking about Velcro. Velcro was invented in 1941 by a man named George de Mistral. He was on a hunting trip and had spotted that he had tiny little burrs stuck to his dog and to his pants. He wanted to find out how this worked, and so he went home and he put the little burrs under the microscope. He found out that there was little hooks on these burrs, and as you can see, they hooked onto a loop onto his pants, and that is how they got grabbing power. The final thing I want to say is that farting has no respect. The hiccup, the cough, the sneeze, and the burp have all places in proper society, but the fart still gets no respect.
All right, thank you, Professor Sir Reginald Fartworthy. I don't know what you want to be called. We'll just call you Fartworthy.
The guy comes all the way from Nunavut, and he comes here to our show, and he can't even get his name right.
Wow, he's got a lot of titles to his name.
Well,
Professor, Sir, that's too many. You don't even need a title before your name.
Well, anyways, with Gordon insulting our guest,
sorry,
we will get to... Is it music or is it...
No, it's right there.
Oh, well. We have a very special guest on a very special show. And it is the Testimonial Talk Show. So, anything else, Dad?
No, I think we can just pass it over to Gordy.
Over to Gordy.
Welcome to the Testimonial Talk Show, where we talk to real Christians about their real faith journey. I'm your host, Gordy, and as always, we have a special guest joining me today. And it looks like our guest his name is Matt Trussell. He is an elder at Vineland Missionary Church, but he's also a student, or recently graduated student. So that's very exciting. So why don't you welcome him with a round of applause, and come on in, Matt.
Thanks, Gordy. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining me.
I want to say, my kids, they love your show. Seen every episode. It's just a great honor to be here.
Thank you. It's an honor having you here, an elder on the show. We've actually had one elder on the show before, but
Yes.
we didn't identify him as an elder that time. All right. Shall we just jump straight into the questions?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Question number 1. Tell me a bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I am a father and a husband. Got 2 great kids, a beautiful wife. I love to go fishing and hunting. Other than that, I enjoy studying God's Word and enjoy teaching and sharing that with other people, usually through a one-on-one type situation for me. I like the disciple making that I do. I really enjoy that, and I think it's really fruitful.
Awesome. Very cool. All right. Where did your faith journey begin?
Oh, it's a long story. I guess I grew up in a Christian home, but I accepted Christ for myself when I was 11. And I don't think I necessarily fully knew all what I was doing at the time, and had a bit of a wayward path, I guess is the best way to put it, over the time. But it was, it's been in a number of different churches, and to kind of continue to grow and to learn about what it is, not only to love Jesus, but also to kind of follow what it means to follow him. So
awesome. Very cool. Next question. What was one foundational moment in your journey that led you to where you are today?
Okay. Well, I would probably have to say when I went to Uruguay with Pastor Jake and Pastor Mike. That was pretty influential on me, being able to kind of go and see what Christianity looks like outside of our kind of North American context, and see how other people around the world worship, and just be in fellowship with them. And at the same time, it was a big time in my own personal growth as a believer, to continue to build a desire, I guess, within me to be able to speak more about my faith and be able to share that with others.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Traveling and seeing other people's faiths in different parts of the world is amazing, and I hope to experience it myself someday. I have actually never gone outside of Canada to experience a faith atmosphere. I look forward to it in the future, once the world goes back to normal.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a key factor there. All right. If you could convey one message to our audience out there, what would it be and why?
Well, I think by now, if you've listened to me, you'll kind of expect this answer, but I would say find someone who's going to disciple you. It was hugely influential in my own life. It wasn't, I'd been in the church almost 30 years before somebody sat down and kind of explained to me one-on-one what everything meant, and I really started to feel like I understood and knew what I needed to do. So, my one piece of advice would be to find that person that's going to explain things to you.
Awesome. Discipling is an amazing ministry, and it's something we're all called to do as Christians, which is very powerful.
Absolutely.
Awesome stuff.
Absolutely.
All right. Last official question.
Okay.
What is your favorite Bible verse?
It's hard to pick. There's so many parts that jump to my mind, but I can remember back to when I was really kind of struggling in my own faith and wondering where it all meant, and what God really wanted. And I'm not a great person at memorizing Bible verses, so you're gonna get the Matt paraphrase version of whatever this verse actually says. But it's in the book of Mark, and it's when Jesus is talking about it's how the healthy don't need a doctor, it's the sick that do. And he came to save sinners. And I think that was a hugely influential in my life, to have that understanding, to understand that there aren't very many healthy people when it comes to that statement, that we're all sinners, and that Jesus came for us. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great little final message there. Do you have any final comments?
Final comments? I don't know. It's been, I've really enjoyed kind of watching what you guys have been doing with not only with this segment, but all the other segments that you do. And I just want to encourage you and the rest of these guys that are hiding behind the camera that to keep doing what you're doing. And I think the kids really appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, we love what we're doing, and every new segment that we bring in, it comes out of passion. And our most recent segment, Oot and a Boot, was just an amazing brainchild that it took its own life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great addition to our Trek family.
Yeah.
All right. That is the end of our questions that we have here. let's give our guest one final round of applause. And thank you for tuning in out there, and thank you for joining us. Yep. And we'll see who comes on our show next in the near future. We typically have one episode a month, and yeah, exciting times. Yeah. See you guys. Thanks, Gordy, for that awesome testimony. It's really cool to hear from one of the parents of our youth out there. So it's pretty cool to just hear real Christian stories. What you doing?
I am jittering.
You're jittering?
Because I am so bored.
You're bored? What do you mean bored?
I just want to get up and move because I've been sitting in this chair with Fartworthy and then the Testimonial Talk Show, and now I'm just so tired.
Well,
I'm just so not tired. Sorry, energetic. I want to boogie with my signature move.
Yes.
Are you wanting to boogie?
Sure. It's something I do enjoy to do while passing time.
So, with that said, we need to get to music. Because looking at those kids out there, they are tired of sitting.
Yeah.
An oxymoron there. You think tired of sitting? They want
yes.
to. So, over to music.
I wish the world had blinders on so nobody could see. Things that make us different are so minor, so petty. And there's major things that unite us and make us all the same, like the blood that's flowing deep inside our veins. We're one blood, we're one people. You can trace our family tree all the way through history, back to Adam, back to Eve. We're one blood, we're created in the image of our God, made to worship, made to love. We're one blood. Every language is the same when we laugh or cry. Let's look past our shade of skin, let's retrain the eye. God created everyone, man, woman, boy, and girl. And we're just one big family in this tiny world. We're one blood, we're one people. You can trace our family tree all the way through history, back to Adam, back to Eve. We're one blood, we're created in the image of our God, made to worship, made to love. We're one blood. By His blood, we're His people. The cross became our family tree. Jesus came to set us free. The last Adam died for me. We're one blood, we're created in the image of our God, made with purpose, made to love. We're one blood. We're one blood, we're one people. You can trace our family tree all the way through history, back to Adam, back to Eve. We're one blood, we're created in the image of our God, made to worship, made to love. We're one blood, made to worship, made to love. We're one blood, made to worship, made to love. We're one blood.
From the planets you spin around, you know my words before I make a sound. You move the mountain and calm the sea, and just like Jonah you rescued me. Mighty, mighty is our God, mighty, mighty is our God. You are powerful and true, you will always see me through. Mighty, mighty is our God, mighty, mighty is our God, mighty, mighty. You make the sun rise, you bring the rain. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty is our God. You are powerful and true. You will always see me through. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty. Mighty, mighty. Mighty, mighty is our God. Mighty, mighty is our God. You are powerful and true. You will always see me through. Mighty, mighty is our God. 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 You are powerful and true. You will always see me through. Mighty, mighty is our God. 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 Mighty, mighty.
All right, now that you guys are up and got those jitterbugs out, we can move into the next segment. As Daniel is giving his landing strip signals.
No, I'm just mocking you.
I did it once and then put my hands together, but that's okay.
No. But there is a man, and he likes to doodle. He is named Doodle Dude.
Doodle Dude.
And this is a brand spanking new segment because he is going to be drawing something very special for you today. I don't know what it is, but I'm excited to see it and how good it turns out. And depending on how well he draws, we might get rid of him.
It really does ride on this whole experience.
Yes, it does.
So you guys let us know how you feel about it.
Yeah,
and,
if you think he did a good drawing, then we'll keep him. If he didn't, well,
he's fired.
He's fired.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, and with no pressure, to Doodle Dude.
Welcome to Drawn with the Doodle Dude. I'm the Doodle Dude. Today we're going to be learning how to draw a car. Let's get to it. So you can just grab any sort of marker or pencil or any kind of thing that you normally draw with and follow along. So this one's pretty easy. Start with 2 circles. One like this. One about this far away. Now you want to draw a smaller circle inside the big circle. Just like that. So those are now your wheels. So at this point now you want to draw a line just like this. All the way across. Okay? Now we're going to take this line and make it look like a snake. You with me so far? Alright, so the next step is we're going to draw the hood of the car. So you take your pen or pencil and you go just like this and stop right there. Now you want to make where you sit in the car. So you go up again, just like this, and then slowly come back down to the back here. So the next part we got to do is draw in the windows. So you draw a couple windows right here, just like that. And a back window. Just like that. And now you want to draw the door. So you kind of follow the edge of the window. Go just like this. And then straight down. And over here you do the same thing. And we need little door handles so we can get in. And we got to draw the back door as well. Because got to be able to get back in there as well. Little cutout for there. Little windows there. And don't forget to draw the driver. I'm going to draw a little smiley face. And he's got his hands on the wheel like a responsible driver. So you can draw the wheel in there. And he has a little dog in the back. They're going to the park. So you just do a head, 2 big floppy ears, a little triangle nose. And there we go. And now, feel free to customize. I'm gonna add a sweet muffler with a little bit of emissions. Gotta draw some headlights still so we'll be able to see. So a little circle like that. And you gotta draw the little lines to show that it's the light's coming out there. So the beauty of this drawing is that you can make it look like anything you want. If you want, you can draw a pickup truck. Let me scoop my paper down a little bit. We'll move that drawing up. And so we'll repeat the same steps. So now that we're at this point, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw the hood and the cab. But instead of taking it all the way back down to here, we're going to go just like this. Straight down. And then straight back to make the bed of the pickup truck. Bring that back down to the bumper. And do the same thing with the windows. I like square windows on my pickup trucks. We got to draw the door. And of course the door handle, most important part of the door. I'm going to draw myself. This time I'm going to be wearing a hat because I like hats. And I'm going to be looking straight ahead like a responsible driver. With my steering wheel. Yeah, and you can put whatever you want in the back of the truck. Say it's Christmas time. You can put a Christmas tree. It won't be decorated yet because it's not inside. Yeah, and headlights. And there we go. So be sure to send in your drawings, customize them, color them, and send them in to Truck Online to be featured. All right. This has been Drawn with the Doodle Dude. I'm the Doodle Dude. We'll see you next time.
Wow, that was something very special indeed, because I haven't seen it yet. And I don't know if it's good yet. So, the Doodle Dude is still on hot ice. Get it? Because hot ice isn't. So, without further ado,
We're going to move into the next segment, which is Bible time. So you guys can sit down, relax a little bit, and get ready to listen to the Bible time. We're going to continue on with the series that we've been going on for quite some time with the Sermon on the Mount, which is very exciting. And we're going to ignore those church bells that just started playing and roll over to Bible time. All right, guys, welcome to Bible time. Today we're going to continue on with the series that we've been going on for, I think, like 7 weeks now. We still have, like, 6 more weeks to go, including this week. And we're talking about the Sermon on the Mount, which is Jesus' most famous sermon, as I say each week. And it's called the Sermon on the Mount because Jesus stood up on a hillside or a mountain to preach, kind of like what we got behind me. It is getting fairly difficult to see the hillside that's there because of all the emojis that are surrounding me. But there is a hillside behind me underneath all these emojis. And we put the emojis there so that you guys can remember all the things that we've talked about each week when we come to a new lesson. And again, this week we will add a new emoji. And today's lesson, we're learning that Jesus preached about how God takes care of us. And one thing that God provides for us is food. So let's add a food lover emoji to the hill. This is one of my favorite emojis because he's got different types of people's favorite food exploding out of his head. But we'll add it right up here. All right. Awesome. Now, when we're talking about how God provides for us and takes care of us, the first thing that pops into my mind is when somebody takes care of me when I'm sick. And the only time that I've ever been really sick and needing somebody to take care of me was when I was in grade 6. I got mono and ended up having to take a month off of school. And it all started because my youngest sister and I shared a pop can. and we both got mono, and we're horribly, horribly sick, and to the point where we were bedridden, and like I couldn't lift my arms. My arms were so shaky and weak, I just couldn't even lift my arms. Not fun getting mono, I'll tell you that. Now, our mother, she is just an amazing woman, and she took care of us, and she would bring us soup and make sure that we were as comfortable as we could be as we were in such a state. And yeah, I want you guys at home to talk about how you've been taken care of when you're sick. All right, so it's very nice to have people take care of us, especially when we don't feel well. And God takes care of us all the time. So let's find out how God takes care of us by reading what Jesus said in the Bible. And the Bible is one thing God has provided for us, and reading it can take care of our hearts, and really, reading it can take care of a lot of issues in our lives. So, study scripture and it'll make you better. Okay, so today we are learning that God takes care of us. But sometimes we get greedy. We want to take care of ourselves by collecting as much money and stuff as possible. So, we're going to try a game. And what I need you guys to do at home is to go and grab a small collection of items such as Lego pieces or crayons, something that is small and you have a lot of, like a lot of. And I want you to imagine that there's some really awesome prize, or imagine that each little piece of Lego is worth like $1 million. All right? So you're gonna take your big bucket of Lego and put it in the middle of the room. And what you're going to do is visualize that those pieces of Lego are worth $1 million, and you want to collect as much as possible for yourself. So from now on, those little things that you've collected, a large amount of, are going to be worth $1 million a piece. And I want you to get as many as you can. You can even take from other people's piles, but don't let anybody steal from you. Now, don't throw fists, don't start fights. Do this civil. Try and be sneaky when you're trying to take from somebody else. Don't try and do it by brute force. I do not condone brute force, but try and amass as much as you possibly can. And when the timer runs out, you want to have as many of these little things, whether it's Lego or crayons or whatever you have a lot of. Whenever the timer runs out, whoever has the most wins. And for added fun, make it so that you can only take 2 things at a time. So if you're stealing from somebody, you can only take 2 things at a time. If you're stealing from the main group in the middle of the room, you can only take 2 at a time. But make sure you all have separate corners or separate spaces where you collect your stuff and that other people can access as well. All right? Fun little game. Go have fun trying to amass your wealth and steal from your siblings. time is up. I hope you guys had fun. Figure out who won, and then when you come back, we'll discuss some stuff. Now that you've played that game, I want you to discuss these questions. What feelings did you have as you tried to collect and guard your treasure? And what did you do to make sure no one took your treasure? And what did you do to get more for yourself? So, in this game, your focus was on getting as much as possible, collecting all of those little pieces of Lego or whatever you used for yourself. But it sounds like that added more stress to your life. You had to focus on taking as much as you could and worry about your treasures being taken away from you. Now, I want you to listen to what Jesus said about this specifically. And for that, we're turning to Matthew chapter 6, and we're going to start at verse 19 and read to 21. All right. Matthew chapter 6, 19 to 21. Don't collect for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But collect for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves don't break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. So, now that the game is over, and no one gets to keep their treasure, that means parents go and collect all of those piles that the kids have now made and put them away. Take away all that plundered booty and put it away into the treasure chest. Nobody gets to keep that treasure. Now, I want you guys to discuss. How are things different now compared to when you first walked into your living room to sit down and watch this episode? What difference did all of that hoarding make? All right, so this game was just for fun, and you knew it was just for fun. Even then, some of you, I know I would be in this group, were very protective of your things and competitive. But when it comes to being greedy about money, that's not just a game people play. When people are too focused on storing up treasures on earth, it consumes their minds and takes over their entire life. And in the end, all of their treasures are gone. Eventually, we all will die on earth, and the treasure that we've stored up on earth will be gone. You won't have anything. But we don't need to worry about hoarding treasures on earth because God takes care of us. So let's hear what Jesus said about worrying and getting enough food to eat. And we're going to read a little bit further on and read Matthew chapter 6, 25 to 27. This is why I tell you, don't worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Isn't life more than food and the body more than clothing? Look at the birds of the sky. They don't sow or reap or gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Aren't you worth more than they? Can any of you add a single cubit to its height by worrying? So, have you guys ever tried hoarding food like you hoarded the things that you were just collecting? Talk about that. You could think about when you store up Halloween candy, if you have a secret stash of Halloween candy hidden somewhere. That's a great example. I know I used to have a little box in my closet in my room that was full of Halloween candy, and I always stored it far longer than the expiration date, and the candy ended up never being eaten and went bad, and I had to throw it out anyway. Take a minute, discuss. Have you ever tried to hoard food like the way that you hoarded those other things? So, God takes care of us. We may not get everything that we want, but we will get what we need. And food isn't the only thing that we need. Let's find out what else Jesus said we don't need to worry about. And for that, we're going to continue where we left off, and we're going to read Matthew chapter 6, starting at verse 28 to 32. And why do you worry about clothes? Learn how the wildflowers of the field grow. They don't labor or spin thread. Yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all of his splendor was adorned like one of these. If that's how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and thrown into the first furnace tomorrow, won't he do much more for you? You of little faith? So don't worry, saying, what will we eat? Or what will we drink? Or what will we wear? For the idolaters eagerly seek all of these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. Okay, so we all need clothes. That's kind of a given in our society. It didn't always start out that way with Adam and Eve. They did not need clothes. They were naked in front of each other without shame, and that's how God had intended it. But because of the fall, we now wear clothes to cover our shame. That being said, we need clothes, and God takes care of us by providing clothes. Jesus said that we can trust God to provide clothes because he dresses the flowers so well. And after looking at how God created and cares for flowers, how does that help you trust him for your needs? Seeing how he takes care of the littlest things in nature should just be a comfort to us, because he loves us so deeply and so truly that he will take care of us. Now, God takes care of us. And we can look at a flower as a reminder of that. If God makes them blossom and grow, then he'll take care of us too. And as you guys may have remembered from a couple weeks ago, we had Don Terrio talk about the little dandelions. He talked about how they blossom and grow, and I'm getting off on a rabbit trail, but just call back to Oot and a Boot with Don Terrio. Remember that. He will be back in the near future. Now, it's very easy to be overwhelmed and overcome with our worries in life when we're focused on taking care of ourselves. But we don't need to worry like that because God takes care of us. We don't need to worry about making sure we have enough for ourselves because that is God's job. God's job is to provide for you and take care of you. He gives us all that we need in life. Not what we want, but what we need. He has a big scale plan that we need to just trust him. And your job is this. We're going to read Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be provided for you. That's all we got to do. Very, very simple. Now, I want you guys at home to grab a piece of paper and a writing utensil. And what we're going to do is we're going to give our worries to God. So on your piece of paper, you're going to write all the things that you might be worried about. That could be school, that could be friendships, that could be COVID. Anything that you are worried about, write it down on your piece of paper, and we'll come back in a minute. All right, now that you have written down all of your worries, I want you to take that piece of paper and crumple it up. Crush it into the smallest ball you possibly can. Or if you want to, you can fold it up into a very neat pile, but whatever you're doing, make it as small as possible. Crush it, crumple it, fold it, whatever you want to do. And then you're going to take it and you're going to throw it out. And while you guys go and throw out your piece of paper, I'm going to read Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. Therefore, don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Let me read that again. Therefore, don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. If you are worried about things that are to come in the future, don't. God has a plan. We need to just sit back, trust Him, and be obedient followers of Him. He has this plan figured out that we can't even fathom. We can't even hope to understand His plan. So we shouldn't worry about it. Leave it up to Him. Let Him take care of all of those little details. And our job is to just focus on Him and obey. Trust and obey, because God will take care of us. God will provide for us. Now we're going to close in prayer. That ends our time for tonight. And then we'll pass it back over to the newsroom. God, thank you that you take such good care of us. Help us to not let worries overtake our life and greed to control us. Help us trust you to take care of us, because you have such an amazing plan for us, and we just have to be patient and listen to you and all the ways that you guide us in life. God, we need to just stop and just trust you with everything. We have nothing to worry about because you take care of us and you provide for us. God, help us seek your kingdom and live the right way. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. I hope you guys have enjoyed tonight's lesson. Just understanding that God will provide for us and all that we need is such a big weight off of our backs. We need to understand that all we have to do is trust God and obey. It's that simple. That's my final closing thought. We'll pass it back over to the newsroom. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks, Gordon, for that awesome Bible time. I'm enjoying this series. The emojis really help to remember what we've talked about, and it's very, very good to remember the lessons that we've talked about and not just forget them because they're in the past now, but to actually call back on them and go back to the knowledge that you've learned. That was a very exaggerated sigh.
It is not exaggerated. It is very genuine because it is the end of our show.
Wow. That's it almost makes you feel a little down.
Yes, I am down. But do not worry. We have one more special thing that you guys can watch. It is
bloopers.
Yeah, bloopers. We all love bloopers. It is my favorite segment. And I say that every week, but I mean it.
It's because we mess up a lot, and it's usually really funny stuff. I mean, it might be more funny for us because we're the ones doing it, and it's funny to watch yourself mess up. It's always a good experience. And this week, there's probably going to be a lot of yelling. because we've had a lot of fun recording thus far. So without further ado, let's roll those bloopers. Welcome to Truck Online. Okay. Welcome to Truck Online. Today we're doing a Speedy Gonzalez episode. I'm already real warm in my suit. Good. Let's do this thing. So, okay. Put the paper down. Put it there. This is too much. The audio is going to be crinkling.
Yeah.
Leave it. Don't touch the paper. Okay. I'm sweating.
Intro to music. Who do you think I am?
Okay.
Hot tomato. I'm sweating. Woo!
Okay.
I keep touching your hairy legs.
You just trashed the whole show. I'm so bored. Maybe.
I almost threw a joke in there when you said you were too tired. I was going to say, why'd the bicycle fall over?
Because it was too tired.
Alright. Alright. Now that the entire show is ruined, well, let's just jump in.
Take two.
I can redo that.
No. We're going to go with it. We don't typically do redos. We're just going to go with it.
Poor Matt's gonna cry.
Matt's going to...
Matt, your testimony was so boring.
No, it wasn't. No.
Alright.
Way to throw me under the bus.
I don't think there was any throwing.
Yeah, you slid right under.
Fine, you take over.
No.
Your show.
Get back in here. Alright. We gotta get out of these suits. It is hot. Ugh.
I'm making you suffer now.
Okay. Whew.
Oh, yes. Okay, I was expecting... I don't know why I was expecting you to say something.
And follow along. Oh, that's super awkward.
See your knuckles, not your thumb at all.
You think you'll be able to cut that smoothly?
You'll have to stick your hand out real far, and
Do you want me to just start again?
do your thumb, but just on a slight angle like that. That's perfect.
Okay, I'll just start from the top. Don't you record me, Daniel. Welcome to Drawn with the Doodle Dude. I'm the Doodle Dude. Oh, my hand. Come on. I'm the Doodle Dude. This is gonna be the best ever.
You could angle in,
Yeah.
rather than up, angle in.
I'm the Doodle Dude.
That's easy.
Yeah.
I'm the yes.
Yeah,
I'm the Doodle
that's
Dude.
better. Yeah.
Welcome to Drawn with the Doodle Dude. I'm the Doodle Dude. Today, we're going to be learning how to draw different types of cars. Oh, I forgot what I was going to do the thumbs up for. Now I remember. Okay.
Playing and roll over to Bible time.
My chair fell. Sorry.
My heart.
All right, guys. Oh my. Going through puberty. Whew. Emoji to the hill. I may have to try that again. Where moth may... Meh. How does that trust you?
Outro.
Okay.
I keep...
Playing with your mask.
Hey, don't touch your mouth.
It's only been in bloopers so far. Hot dog. Hot diggity dog.
Hot dog, hot diggity dog. It's a brand new way to start your day.